Well, hello, boys and girls. It's when I feel like 8 o'clock, and I'm well lubed. How about you? Jaime's Body Lube. It's the best. I already said it. It's second round playoff time, and I'm getting all your letters about my predictions of what. And I was extremely busy. We've had to build a whole new section of the basement. I'm in it right now. It's actually an up above level basement. I know in. Literally speaking, that's not a basement, but it's got all the amenities of a basement, so I'm calling it a basement. You know why? Because I can. That's why. Because I do what I feel like it, when I feel like it. That's the philosophy here at my NHL Pearls of Wisdom Net Industries. We do things when we feel like it, what we feel like when we feel like it. I can't even see, I don't even have to say it right. When I feel like it, what I feel like. I can say that. I can do that. Because I do that. That's why. Yeah, anyways, I feel like doing the Winnipeg-Nashville series because I think it's going to be the finest in the land. What an amazing series this should be. You have the Nashville Predators, who have gained some experience by being in the finals last year. The Winnipeg Jets, who haven't even won a series in who knows how long. And with that, let's get at her. You have, okay, let's start off forwards. The forwards for the Nashville Predators compared to the Winnipeg Jets. Forwards, Nashville is actually, Poyle has done a great job with this team. Forsberg, Johansson, Victor Arvidsson on the first line. Nothing wrong with that. Fiala, Tur, Smith. Fiala, I love Fiala. He's inconsistent, has had injuries. Craig Smith has been always the 20-25. He's always left you wanting for more. But this line just seems to gel. It works well together. It's not a bad second line. Colton Sissons, Benino, and Austin Watson. Austin Watson's having an excellent playoff series. He's showing why he was a first round pick when he was drafted now. Nick Benino has tons of experience on this line. His offense has waned over the last little while, but with Colton Sissons, Benino, and Watson, it's just a good defensive line. Benino's always been good defensively. He's lost a bit of his offense, but he's always been good defensively. Colton Sissons I think, has more offensive potential than people give him credit for. Salamaki, Fisher, and Ryan Hartman. I said when they picked up Ryan Hartman, I thought this was one hell of a move. Fisher, God bless him, comes in the middle of the season. He's doing the best he can. They got him playing fourth line. Killer fourth line player. Killer fourth line in general. Ryan Hartman's a bit of a loose cannon, but he's got so much untapped potential. I think he should be higher in the lineup here, honestly. But they're using him in this role, and that's fine. And that's a strong fourth line. Now let's get to Winnipeg here. As much as I love what Nashville's got for forwards, which is pretty impressive. I'd say it's one of the better, deeper teams in the league. When you have a first of Kyle Connor, Mark Scheifele, and Blake Wheeler, that's insane. You go to Nashville. What was their first again? Forsberg, Johnson, or Johansson, and Arvidsson. I'm sorry, I would take Scheifele over Johansson any day. I would take Wheeler. Wheeler and Forsberg is kind of a wash. I'd probably take Forsberg, but Kyle Connor, people have been ignoring this kid. Seriously, he is fantastic. Would I take him over Arvidsson? Maybe not, but with Scheifele up the middle on this line, the first line for sure goes to Winnipeg. Then Laine, Stastny, and Ehlers. That's a number one on a lot of teams. It's a number one line in a lot of teams. Laine, it might even be Nashville's number one if it was there, besides Paul Stastny. But for the wingers, I would take Laine over Forsberg in the long haul, and Nikolai Ehlers over Arvidsson any day, and that's their second line. That's just their second line. Then you have Tanev, Lowry, and Brian Little playing. They've got so much depth up the middle. They have Brian Little playing right wing on the third line. That's insane. Lowry is an excellent third line center. Brandon Tanev, very good as well. They got a lot of speed. They play rough. I would take this line again over the Nashville Predators. And then they have Hendricks Hendricks in here instead of Armia. Very nice. No, Armia is in here for sure. Armia, Kopp, and Roslovich as a fourth line. Love Fisher. Like I said, I've talked up Hartman quite a bit, but that is a great fourth line. I mean, that's a third line on many teams. Their top four depth is best in the league, no doubt about it. So, of course, I'm giving this to Winnipeg for sure. As far as defensemen go, Morrissey, Trouba, Enstrom, Buffalo, and Sherratt, Myers. But look at the depth they have in for Winnipeg. Kulikov, Poolman, Joe Morrow. They could throw in there. If their forwards go down, Sean Matthias has playoff experience. Marco Dano. This is their spares. Kulikov as a spare defenseman. Kulikov is a serviceable 4-5 defenseman on most teams. Joe Morrow showed great flashes when he came from Montreal, and Tucker Poolman's probably a good 7 on most teams as well. Tons of depth. Now, when you look at Nashville's, and we all know about Nashville and their defense, right? Josie, Ellis, Ekholm, Subban, best top four in the league, no doubt about it. Then it drops to Emelin and Irwin, and that's a fairly significant drop. To tell the honest truth, as far as depth is concerned, I would take Winnipeg's depth on defense over Nashville's. But that being said, their top four is the best in the league, but Morrissey, Trouba, Enstrom, and Bufflin is not too shabby and not far behind. Morrissey has been playing 1-2 defense hockey all year. This guy in the next 2 or 3 years, I swear to God, you could be looking at Norris caliber. He's that good. And Trouba is extremely solid, 1-2. Bufflin can play in a 1-2. Enstrom, I think Enstrom's a little high here. I'd put Tyler Myers, but he's a right-handed defenseman, so they put him down with Sherratt. I can understand it. I'd probably leave it like that. But Tyler Myers in your 5-6 is fantastic. He's a top four easy, and a very, very good top four on most teams. I like their depth. Of course, I take Nashville's top four. Goaltending, Hellebuyck versus Rene. It just remains to be seen if Hellebuck's going to be able to bring it in these pressure situations. So far, he's got a passing grade. Rene is a possible Norris Trophy candidate, has been playing not his best in the first round. If he lights it up like he was in the regular, doing what he was in the regular season against Hellebuyck, I might give the edge to Nashville here. But as it stands, with the depth that I see on Winnipeg, and I think this is going to be a tough series. That's the other thing. Winnipeg's size totally outweighs Nashville. I think what's going to happen in the first 2 games on the road, Winnipeg will be on the road. They're going to hit the living crap out of Nashville, and maybe they take one. I think they'll likely take one on the road, but the big thing is their aggressiveness, and if they play aggressive, they play the body and tire them out, which I think they're able to do. They will be able to do. I think Winnipeg will end up taking this, but it's really a coin flip. I'm taking Winnipeg in 7, and if I'm wrong, I'm not going to feel bad because it's a tough series to pick. That's my full 42%, boys and girls. That's all I have to give. I got to go continue telling people what to do on how to fix up my basement and all of the stuff like that. Hard work ahead. Have a great day. Hit the subscribe button. Get yourself a vat of Jaime's Body Lube and in my NHL Pearls of Wisdom necklace. You got to have it. Helicopter to your door by me. Have a great day. Lots of love to you.